Hello, everybody. Sean Blue here. I'm here to talk to you guys about the movie Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 came out 1 year after the first one, and which was made in 1984, and the second one made in 1985. And then the third one made in 1987. 86 was skipped. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 is one of my favorite ones. The first one's great. The third one is great. The fourth one, whether it's not as scary, it's still very good. The fifth one, okay. That's where Freddy has like a child and stuff, or like he gets or like they kind of show like the history of Freddy's mother and like kind of like the birth of Freddy and stuff. That one was kind of like cause kind of confusing and stuff. Okay, Super Freddy was in that one, but I'm here to talk to you about 1985 Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 with main character Jesse. His girlfriend in that, Lisa. His best friend in that is I had his name Barry. Barry. Yeah, I think his name was Barry. At first he kind of started off as like a bully, but then he kind of just became like a friend. And this one was pretty controversial at the time. In fact, the actor that played Jesse, his career kind of ended after that because people were saying that this was like the gay Freddy. There was like a lot of kind of like, I guess, gay scenes in this movie. And back in 1985, gay people weren't as accepted as much as they are today. And so it kind of ruined that man's career, that young man's career that played Jesse in the movie. He never really bounced back from that. And did I see that much gay stuff in the movie? Not really. Okay, there was the creepy gym coach, but he was a sexual predator and who ends up getting murdered by Jesse as he kind of turns into Freddy. But that's like about it that I recall. But this was a very good movie. It starts off in a very creepy way. The bus turning into like the neighborhood, dropping off kids. Okay, very normal. You see that every day. I used to do that too. I used to take the bus, and but when it was getting closer to the end, there was just Jesse in the back, and these two girls that were like looking back and kind of laughing at Jesse because he's kind of like a strange kid, and so it was only three kids plus the bus driver and the bus, and the bus driver was supposed to stop at another stop to let out one of the girls, but he drove right by, and the girl's like, "Oh, driver, you just passed my stop." Driver, and she kept on getting more nervous when he wouldn't respond. Then he starts speeding. Turns out it's Freddy now riding the bus and driving the bus, and now the kids are freaking out. They went to like a junkyard. The ground was like breaking up and stuff like that. The bus was on top of this rock, like teetering back and forth, whether it's gonna fall. Freddy gets up. Freddy starts charging the kids. Then Jesse wakes up from his nightmare. He's just in his bedroom. He's sweating. He's screaming. His parents are looking upstairs, and they're like, "Oh, he woke up again like that." And the reason he's having so many nightmares is Jesse and his family are new to the neighborhood, but they moved into the girl from the first one's house. So Freddy's still haunting that area, but Freddy is in this one. He's gonna be taking over Jesse. He's gonna be doing his best to take over Jesse. And he would have too if Lisa didn't get in the way and reminding Jesse, like, Jesse, you're not Freddy, you're a good person, this is not you. And there's so many creepy scenes in this, like, him killing that creepy gym coach in the shower, him almost killing his little sister in the movie, Jesse almost killed his little sister in the movie, Freddy killed his best friend in the movie, but it looked like Jesse did, like Jesse was sleeping over at the time, and, and it just like all this other like creepy stuff that happened out throughout the movie. This Nightmare on Elm Street was a very creepy one. Had a lot of layers to it, and had some humor in it too. But and the ending was really good when Lisa had to save Jesse from being taken over by Freddy, why they had to go to where the boiler room where Freddy used to work when he was alive, and there was these like humanoid dogs there, and there was like giant like rat that popped out in front of Lisa, but then a giant cat jumped down and ate the giant rats, and Lisa looked like she had like fire ants on her leg at one time. It was a very creepy scene. And what other interesting things happen in it? So much. If you want to be scared this October, I say go back and dig up some old Nightmare on Elm Street movies, particularly Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. But the first one and the third one are great too. Third one takes place in a mental institution. And they're all just very good.